Howdy y'all, it's Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. It's time to talk about the best cartoon that's on Amazon Prime right now of Invincible. Season 2 aired and finally got to watch it last night. Holy cow, what an episode to start off. Like, the fact that this show exists just shows that it is capable of so much amazingness. And just a quick run through, right? The beginning of the episode starts with, and this is spoilers, okay? Just heads up. It starts with a different universe, right? So they're introducing a bit of a multiverse, which normally not a good thing, but ironically with how they're doing this, it makes sense with the story and what they're setting up, and it helps us understand why this is happening. In this alternate universe, Omni-Man and Mark actually teamed up, and he didn't go against his dad. He went with him and started destroying the world, and they are fighting Invincible, or Immortal, the Immortal, and it's just interesting because the Immortal's just leading him away from the group, and then we get to see Omni-Man and Mark fight with Adam Eve and Robot, and man, I'm trying to remember if there's anybody else. There was, I know, but I can't remember who it was. But just, it was really neat to see, like, just, you knew what was going to happen, but fascinating to witness, right? So, in that, there was really just a cool connection there, and we see this gentleman in the background that it just seems like he's kind of a focus, but not really. Like, it was just almost like focusing on him just to give you a human perspective. Well, then as we go into the actual modern day, we get to see a little bit different of an interaction, right? And the modern day interaction is this, that Mark is just struggling, or not the modern day, but just like the actual universe that we like, right? The normal one. Mark is just struggling because he's still doing superhero stuff, but he's got so much baggage from what just happened, and he thought he knew his dad, and only to find out his dad's, you know, a murderer and just an absolute terrible person, and yet, you know, he still cares for his dad. It's really interesting. Like, man, talk about a good premise for a show, right? And we also see a scene with Debbie. She's struggling, and she's meeting with the Russian superhero, the Speedster's girlfriend, and she's back in town and like snuck into her house even and made like food for her, which was kind of interesting and weird, but it was also really cool because the lady joked around about, like, Debbie goes, I thought you might be here to like kill me because of what Nolan did, and she goes, no, if I was going to do that, I would use poison, which is really funny because she made a meal and they both just laugh because it's like, this is hilarious, because the Russian lady has now understood, like, Debbie didn't understand either. It was bad, like, just how messed up this truly was. And I appreciate that. Like, I didn't think we'd re-see that character, but she gives Debbie a card, some black little, like, looks like a debit card thing with red stripes on it. Very strange, and they almost look like they're in some sort of pattern. Very interesting, very intriguing. No actual good indication of what's to come with that. Mark Grayson is just, yeah, again, struggling. We get to see Amber, and unfortunately she's in it, but she's thankfully not in it very much. She's just kind of there, and she's actually just supportive and okay and not terrible, and it's like, oh, maybe they learned a little bit. But if they really would have learned, they would have just taken her out, because she's awful, and she's awful. That's all. So we've got that. The Guardians of the Globe are trying to stop some sort of giant that is like an 8-year-old in a giant's body. It's super weird, like a monster giant. And they do terribly, and Robot, he's actually in the suit of Robot and pauses, and Monster Girl goes, hey, the reason you paused was because of fear, because now you know you're playing a video game and now you're in real life, right? Because now you're actually here. And when they get back, Cecil actually goes, Nope, this is bad. You guys are not doing well. Your response time's bad. Your just interaction in stuff, your teamwork is not going very well. And so, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Like, you kind of knew it should have been a thing, because the fact that Robot chose in the first season mostly just people from his original team was just stupid. The Immortal comes back, and is the guy's name Bulletproof or something? It's another superhero that we have not been introduced to yet, and he's very interesting, and he actually, like, Rex starts mouthing him, and then he mouths back at Rex and totally destroys him, and it was fantastic. Although Rex's voice almost sounds off for some reason, which is really strange. But anyway, and they use Zachary Quinto's voice still for Robot whenever he's in the robot suit, but then the other voice for when he's the Rex clone, right? Very cool, very good stuff. Lots of awesomeness here. Yeah, so good. And then finally, we just get to see such a neat thing in that Mark is just really struggling, and the Mauler twins get broken out by this guy, and then you're like, wait a second, that's the same guy we saw in the other universe. So we start to realize, like, there's a connection, and this guy has the power of portals to different dimensions. And so he has this ability to go to other dimensions, and he grabs the Mauler twins out, save them, to use them to help build this machine that connects 1,000 of him together from different universes that he has rescued, quote unquote, and brought here to try to get a cure for cancer, to get just all these different cures or solutions to things to create the perfect world. And they build this device for him, because then they're like, we get something from him, and he's like, yeah, you guys can go wherever you want and not have to be with superheroes and all this stuff. Like, that's what they want. And just lots of food and no superheroes, and just be able to create and explore this idea. And they get this all set up, and Mark Grayson at that point was headed to this. Doesn't realize, exactly what's going on. He just sees the Mauler twins, which, sure, that's fair, because the Mauler twins are terrible people, and they're always just going to destroy everything, right? He starts destroying it, and the guy lifts off his helmet, which was the big warning of the entire episode, right? Do not do that, because if you do, you're going to literally destroy everything that we're doing right here. And he lifts it off, and there's like multiple Mauler twins that the guy calls in from other places, and the Mauler twins from this universe get really upset about that. And when he lifts off the helmet and stuff, the entire machine blows up and kills all but one of the Mauler twins, just one of them from our universe, and all of that guy's like duplicates except for him. And he's got like this massive like brain now, and he's all jacked up, and his memories are all scrambled, and he wants to take revenge on Invincible, because he's remembering the guy from that other universe that had seen Omni-Man and Invincible team up. Man, what a great concept here, right? We are talking about some of the best, just some good stuff here, right? Really good stuff. So it's just going to be a great episode, like a great season. This was a great episode. We're into just, man, Invincible knows how to make it. Like, the creators of the show just know how to make something amazing. And it is truly a win. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. Go watch Invincible Season 2, Episode 1. It's just everything that you would want all over again, and continuing the story and making Mark Grayson just continue to become more and evolve into this superhero that he wants to be, but is haunted by the things that have happened with his dad. Well, I've been Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all. This is just, man, such a good show, and I cannot wait for the rest of the season. Holy cow. And I guess we get 4 episodes, and then we'll have a break before we get the last 4 of the season, which is kind of sad, because I'm ready to watch all of it. But, man, so good. Take care, y'all. I've been Cody from the Keepers of Nerddom. Bye.